Hey everybody! So what I'm going to show you in this quick video is just the best way that you can go about when it comes to your planning and your brainstorming for this particular type of essay. So the comparison and contrast really relies heavily upon organization. You want to be sure when you draft your essay that you are spending an equal amount of time on your first topic and on your second topic. And you also want to be sure that your audience understands in what ways the two topics are alike or in what ways the two topics are different. So what I have done to help with the pre-writing is I've just created a chart, and you can do this in Word by just going up to the top and inserting a table, or you can do this in Google if you were to go to Google Sheets or Google Docs and also insert a table that way. When you insert the table, I like to separate it into three. I have one for the categories, one for my first topic, and then one for my second topic. Now these categories are what's going to become your body paragraphs. So these are the broad ways that you're going to look at your two topics. So for this particular topic, I'm going to take what we talked about in our discussion last week, which were two different types of education environments. So you did middle school and high school or early college. For this one, I'm going to do high school and college, which is a pretty common one that people look at. Oops, I'm actually going to look this up. In this particular essay. Now, again, you do not have to do this topic. You are welcome to do another one. When it comes to the comparison and contrast, as long as it's two people, places, things, ideas, objects that are alike or different, then that topic is fine. So now I'm going to think about the categories, so the ways that I want to look at these two topics. And again, since this is a pretty common essay, I'm just going to go with what I know that students have written about in the past. And they've talked about their classes. They've talked about their responsibilities. It's really... And then they've also talked about their teachers. Now these might change because, again, this is my brainstorm, so I might find that they overlap and I might not have enough details, but this is just the beginning. So now I just want to fill in details that I want to talk about in each of these areas. So we all know some things about high school classes. We have core classes we have to take. They take attendance, and we know that this could affect your grade. Let's see. We know that they're scheduled blocks. And you would want to keep going until you run out of ideas. I say at least 3, but the more that you can come up with, the more details you're going to have in your essay. Now on for topic B, and you want to match these up. So you would say you have your gen eds, and then your major classes. Attendance may not affect grade. Scheduled as you want. And then you would continue to do that. The next category, the responsibilities. So we'll assume in this particular one that the person lives at home, so no bills. We'll say minimal homework. Time for friends and clubs, and we would continue to do that. And then for topic B, we would say tuition cost and rent. And then maybe balancing lots of homework. And then time for friends, but everyone's schedule is full, and we would continue on with that. And then for the last category, you would fill this in as well. Maybe teachers, you don't know them personally. In college, you become friends. So you would just continue to match that up. And then what happens when you, the next step, when it comes down to start to focus more, you can decide maybe teachers wasn't a great category. You want to take that out and put a different one in. Maybe you realize that you could really group teachers into classes and come up with a better category. Maybe you like it the way it is. So your next step then is to develop a thesis based on these categories. Now, when you write your thesis for a comparison and contrast, it's really important that the thesis contain these two topics and then contain the keywords that they are alike if you are comparing them, or they're different if you are contrasting them. So for me, my goal is that I wanted to contrast them. So a good thesis could be that although a high school and college may have some similarities, the two are very different in classes, in the responsibilities, and in the teachers. And if you name the three categories, it does help organize the thesis and then organize your writing when it comes to the drafting. So this is perhaps the best way that you can start to brainstorm. You don't for your discussion this week, I'm going to ask you to do something very similar to share with each other. So I would encourage you to use the chart and save the chart and build on it and offer feedback to each other using this. But if you have any questions, please just let me know.